Head coach Kevin Townsend, kind enough to be with us here again. We're going to talk to Jake Mativa in a little bit, the aforementioned quarterback and also the defensive back. And then a little bit later on, Jen Huckabee is going to stop by and talk about the Clash for the Cure, which the 15th annual Clash for the Cure game is this Friday. And Coach, it's a great cause, obviously, but it also comes with quite a few distractions on game day, and that's always an added chore for you when you've got a big game, especially with a big rival.
Yeah, it becomes emotional, and
Yeah.
I lost both my mom and dad in a car accident like 12 years ago now, and 16 years ago, so a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
And we have at least, I know for sure, 5 boys on the team that have lost a mother or a father, 2 of them to cancer. So that's I don't know what's going through their heads at those times. And I know one of them is playing for his dad, so and the other one's playing for his mom. So it's going to be an extremely emotional night for those boys. And again, we just use the old cliche that the name on the back of their jersey has gone through or is going through. All right, way more than you're about to go through in a silly game,
Right.
that we're about to play. Win or lose that game, the fight that they had to fight was far more. So, the cause started with just basically, put on a jersey, find somebody that you represent. We actually wanted someone to sponsor the kid.
Yeah.
And then everybody in their family had somebody to play for themselves. When the game was over with, they took off the jersey and gave it to that family. Well, that family ended up being their own family, right? And it was just kind of that simple. And then it exploded into kind of a carnival, and there were games and things, and then raffles, and now Palms is involved and Cheers involved, and then it spreads over to basketball season, and we have one pink out and stuff for basketball season. And so the girls that run that program are doing amazing things behind the scenes that I don't ever see. They have meetings first Wednesday of every month, and I think I've made one of those that just constantly running. So but we have some cool things like tonight. Anything that are all food sales here at the pub. 10% of that goes back to Clash for a Cure. Tomorrow night they're at the cabin.
Yep.
And then Sunday from 10 until 1, the boys will be bussing tables and stuff at the other side, and they have a breakfast and stuff over there. So they're invested back into it, and I know many other things that I don't even know about that are going on. So.
Well, that's understandable because you've got a huge game coming up. I mean, all the coaches shows we've done, all the times I've talked to you, I don't care. This one's always circled on the calendar for both teams.
Yeah,
it's your big rival.
Yeah, my son Jack and I were talking the other day, and we were saying that if we were 0-8 and Swan Valley was 0-8, and a college recruiter had come to town and said, "What's the one game you want us to come watch?" Swan Valley kids are saying Freeland.
Yeah.
And Freeland kids are saying Swan Valley. I think the rivalry has gotten better. I think for a few years there, it was not the rivalry I wanted it to be. The rivalry that we have with Frankenmuth seems to be pretty classy on and off the field. And I think Swan Valley is getting back to that way where we respect each other based on how good both teams can be. Coming into the season, obviously we didn't know what we were going to get with United. We thought maybe being a new team that they might struggle a little bit. So we were confident that we could win that game. Bridgeport's constantly a rebuilding program and stuff. And just based on the game from last year, again, we would never tell our kids this, right? But we felt that we could get that game and be 2-0 for this. Right. We also looked at Swan Valley's schedule and knowing that Croswell handled them pretty decently in the first half. They didn't really get a chance to play the second half because of the weather.
Right.
The game was at Swan Valley. Swan Valley was up 20-0 after the first quarter. So I think Coach Kavedna would probably tell you that he let that one slip away. But that's a good Swan Valley team if you can put that many points up in the first quarter against Croswell Lexington, because we only put up 9 and through 4 quarters or almost 4 quarters last year.
Right.
And then to hang with Frankenmuth for a little while there and to put up 27. We don't put up 27 on Frankenmuth. So I think right now we're having a conversation with our kids is what kind of a 2-0 team are we?
Yeah.
And if I was Swan Valley's coaches, I would be telling them that we're a pretty good 0-2 team, right? That's actually played somebody. So again, I think you got 2 different mixed, feelings of teams coming in here. Our job as coaches is that, we prepare the way we prepare for United is the way we prepare for Bridgeport is the way that we're going to prepare for this game, and we're not worried about who week 4 is or 5 or anything else like that. And I'm sure Coach Gavett and his staff are preaching the same thing over there.
Well, we know that the quarterback for United, he had a rocket for an arm.
Yep.
He could throw it 60 yards. He showed it to us. Swan Valley's got a quarterback. His last name is Klein. That he can rifle the ball too, and it's going to be a little different offense, I think, that you've seen yet this year.
Yeah, he's a 4-year starter,
Yeah.
right? So I listened to his podcast, all right, when he was on Casey Campbell's podcast, and I listened to his, and he was an absolute class act, with every single thing that he talked about in there. And some of the things he thinks that he's doing better this year is that he's more time with the ball and making better reads. He runs the ball extremely well. But one comment that stuck out to me that he said was his goal was to win a trophy. And he didn't say the conference championship. He didn't say the district championship. He said a trophy. And we have the trophy, one of the trophies that he wants. And and I know that, right? I mean, there's no secret with that too. So he's going to have those boys ready. Jameson Pelt is the best receiver in the conference, hands down. To have 205 yards receiving at halftime against Frankenmuth is legit. We just can't let other kids beat us. Last year we faced Max Fellows, who I already told you is probably the best receiver that I've ever played against since I've been coaching, and he got what he got. Yeah. But we just can't let other kids beat us, right? Yeah. And Colton's going to try to beat us with his feet. And Logan Zahn is a great receiver for him, and he's going to find him too. So, we know who their weapons and stuff are. We have to do what we do offensively, and our defense has to rise, to the challenge, and I think they'll be up for it.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking time out tonight. I know I don't have to tell you how big that game is. It's always circled on your calendar, like we said. Good luck Friday.
Thank you.
I know we'll see you there. And kick is at 7:00. We'll be on at 6:20, a little bit earlier for our pregame show because it is Clash Week. So if you can't make the game, we want to see you there. But if you can't, make sure you watch it on Michigan Sports Radio.